I am. So I'm Cheri Magid. I'm the Tennessee Williams Playwright-in-Residence. Welcome. I'm so excited to share this play with you. There's a bunch of people to thank. So first, the Mellon Globalization Fund and Justina Beinig. I hope I'm saying her name right. The Sewanee Writers Conference, Wyatt, Megan, who has a surprise role, surprisingly, in this, and Adam, who've been amazingly supportive of me since the conference of 2014, and they've just given me so much. NYU is supporting this with a Dean's Grant. And I also wanted to thank Cameron and Michael from Rivendell. Raise your hands. So I worked on this play with two theaters in New York, and I came to Sewanee and did my rewrite at Rivendell. So I'm very grateful, you guys. Thank you so much. I want to thank my actors who flew here from LA and New York and endured every possible travel kerfuffle known to God and man, to the point where T. Ryder Smith, my director, is calling this place Sewanee Law, because it's very hard to reach. So that is Nigel DeFriez, Josh Tyson, and Libby Mathews. And also T, who's going to speak in a second. Ryder Smith, who any of you who saw my reading that I did a year ago of my play, The Chosen Ones, T came here as an actor and is a Sewanee favorite already and is back for more. So happy to have him. And what you see here, and he's going to talk more about our process, but this started out as a very simple staged reading, and it is now this. And that is all because of T and the dedication of my actors, who are amazing. So he's going to talk more about that. So this reading is part of a conference called While the Fuss About the Body. If a lot of you don't know my work, but basically when Justina came up to me and she's like, do you have anything for something called While This Fuss About the Body? I was like, everything I've ever written could be titled that as a subtitle. So anyway, so here's how this play happened, and a lot of you scholars will appreciate this. I was minding my own business reading the New York Times a few years ago, and there was an article about mannequins and how mannequins from each era sort of reflected the time they were in. And buried in that article was a little mention about Lester Gaba and his famous mannequin, Cynthia. And I was like, what? What is that? And in probably an amazing show of procrastination, I started going down that rabbit hole. And what I will say to any students here is, like, if you find a rabbit hole, go down it, because sometimes it yields amazing things. So I found a 20-page photo essay of Lester Gaba and Cynthia in Life magazine from 1937, which led me to this conclusion. Cynthia the mannequin was the Kardashian of her time. I'm not kidding. You guys keep that in mind. She was the Kardashian of her time, and she was made of plaster. Everyone went kind of crazy. So everything that Cynthia does in this play absolutely happened. I don't want to tell you what that stuff is, because I don't want to take away from the craziness that you're going to see, but it all happened. Lester Gaba, her creator, and Vincent Minnelli, as rumors have it, and there's strong rumors to suggest they were lovers. Lester Minnelli, the famous film director, was pretty much living uncloseted in New York, and then went to Hollywood and promptly married 4 different women. So, you know, somewhere in there is our story. There's 3 characters in this play, but you will hear a lot of people mentioned who are all real. You will hear numerous mentions to Elsa Maxwell, who was a gossip columnist and, more importantly, a famous party thrower. Every party mentioned in this, every act that happens at a party happened. Yes, it did. Insane. Charlie Knickerbocker mentioned, famous gossip columnist. Coco Chanel, famous designer. Harry Winston, famous jewelry designer. So all these people, you can look them up. They were all there. They were populating this world. So here's where the story gets kind of interesting. Cynthia, the mannequin, was modeled after what we know, a woman named Cynthia Wells, who was either a model or a socialite. That is all we know about her. There are no pictures of her. There is no information on her. If you look up Cynthia the mannequin, you will find 20 pages of Google references. What happened? What happened to the body? Where is the real person? So why all the fuss about the body? You will see how the mannequin gets projected on in many different ways. I've talked a lot. Okay, so T. This is T. Ryder Smith, my amazing director, wonderful actor.
Yeah!
Okay.
I think we need to share a mic here, yes?
Yes,
Can
but can you hold it? You
Okay.
more. I'm not an actor, by the way, so this will be interesting.
Thank you, and I'm very happy to be back in the Domain, beautiful part of the world. It's nice to see the stars in the sky as well. In New York, you occasionally get a brief glimpse of the brightest full moon, but this is what the sky is supposed to look like. We're very happy to see it, and we've been reminded of that. In the current state of theater, in the well, I'm going to have to develop how to say this word, the developmental process, there is this convention that we've arrived at called the staged reading, which you've probably seen. It has actors sitting behind music stands reading the script aloud, and some unfortunate actor is usually hired for the thankless task of reading the stage directions out loud, and readings like that tend to sound like this. So
Wait, don't we need a stage direction person to do this?
I'll act the stage direction person.
All right, great.
Okay, so it would say, the poor stage direction person would say, Lester's studio the next afternoon. Lester is covered in plaster. There is a curtain obscuring something, a knock on the door. He opens the door for Cynthia. Actor that would then say, you know, now is not actually the best of times. She kisses him passionately on the lips. She says.
Whatever the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
So it could go on like that for 2 hours, and you would get a very nice glimpse of the top of the actor's head and the back of the music stand. So we thought, taking the 10 hours that would usually be devoted to that kind of presentation, we would just add lights and sound and staging and props and costumes and try to present something that would evoke something of, and do more justice to Cheri's play, to try to evoke something of what a performance would be. So you will see scripts in hand, you will see the nuts and bolts, you'll see mistakes. We've had inestimable help from Allison and Richard, volunteers from our staff.
And Richard Clements, two of my amazing students. Sorry, you guys. Thank you.
So just to give you a taste of what our presentation will look like, it will sound something like this. The character of Lester will say, Lester's studio the next afternoon. Lester is covered in plaster. There's a curtain obscuring something, a knock on the door. He opens the door to Cynthia. You know, now is not actually the best of times.
She kisses him passionately on the lips. Whatever is the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Et cetera, et cetera. So we hope that evokes something more of the show. I'm going to let you take this away.
I'm
okay,
done.
You're
Okay,
done.
yeah.
And I'm just going to start our first music cue.
Okay.
And,
you guys
thank
enjoy. It's
and
going to be a
enjoy the
party.
show.
Okay.
Keep going. That was good.
The Gaba Girl by Cheri Magid. That time, 1932 and 1957. The place Hollywood and New York. The character.
Lester, a soap carver and display man, ambitious, handsome, but sexually ambiguous. Street smart, not book smart, liable to leap well before he looks.
Vincent, a director for the stage, ambitious but smoother than Lester. A survivor, wry on the surface but of infinite sensitivity. A visionary artist and stylist. Loves Cynthia, his muse and best friend.
Cynthia, an infamous socialite, an it girl, charming, captivating, and ravishing, but mean when threatened. In another time, she'd be called an alcoholic.
"1952. The lounge in the men's bathroom at a Hollywood theater. From offstage, the sound of a large gathering, a movie premiere, actually. Vincent stands smoking over the sink.
Lester enters. He is wearing garish eyeshadow and a second-hand designer suit. Light. I don't smoke. Oh? I mean anymore, usually. Do you find it can yellow the teeth?
What do you want?
I came to see your film.
Oh. Did you like it? You
I...
don't have to tell me.
There were no dance sequences.
No.
The Bad and the Beautiful. Was it about me?
No, of course not. So you didn't like it?
I didn't say that I didn't.
Yet you came to the party.
So did you, with a girl. Georgette was her name. Thought you might give me an introduction. I tried to introduce myself.
Look at you. So smug.
I'm smug.
Even in that second-hand suit.
She did say something to me before you whisked me away, your Georgette. She said, "How do you know Vincent?" And I said, "Vincent? I don't know anyone named..." So your marriage to Judy, what's her name, didn't work out then, huh? Vincent.
That is not my name.
Please sit. I want to ask you something.
What? Then?
Please, it's, a favor, actually.
A favor?
Yes.
You act as if you want to ruin
What gave you
me,
that?
but you want a favor.
You owe me one. You do. It requires money.
How much?
$10,000. Well, it doesn't need to be $10,000. How much can you give?
Are you in trouble?
No.
You haven't done anything foolish.
No.
Are you certain? Are
Yeah.
you certain it wasn't something reckless then? Are you certain you even know the meaning of that word?
Of course I know. Don't you think I know?
I don't. Suddenly, Vincent whisked him into a bathroom stall.
Well, a bathroom stall.
I don't know where else to put you, you god. You're wearing Joy perfume.
Yes.
I can't even make sense of this. I've thought of it so many times, but I never know if it's a thought or a dream or a nightmare, and I don't know if I can wait.
Talking! Lester unzips Vincent's pants.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It's my opening. I mean, oh. You. Wait.
I don't want to wait. If I wait, you'll remember yourself. Lester,
What's the money for?
What?
Vincent washes his hands.
Lester washes his
What's
too.
the money for?
Please let me take you to a hotel. It's a program for television.
A television program.
Yes.
Now, what sort of television program?
I want so badly to touch you. You have no idea. You have to let me. It's witty commentary, news of the day.
Somebody's asked you to do that.
People ask me to do things, you know. If you ever once looked at any of the clippings I sent you.
Of course.
They do. It's a screen test, if you must know.
Oh.
Yes, not all of us are selling our souls to make Hollywood
Do you
movies.
want the money or not? What would you be talking about?
I don't know.
I said, what would you be talking about on the television
I don't
program?
know. She wants to...
She. She? Tell me, by God, you're not talking about...
She's come back to me.
What? She's come back.
Yes, how about that for a second act? They say amputees, when you remove their limb, they still feel it. No, please. There are others who are investing. They think they can help her. With the money, she'll be able to talk. She'll be able to move.
My God, do you hear yourself? You're acting as if...
No, please don't say it.
Did you ever even... Do you actually love her?
Saks Fifth Avenue, after hours, 1937. So, are you ready for the punchline? Do you think the punchline and the punchline is in the line for the punch are related? I hope you didn't stand in Elsa's punchline. It was perfectly awful. Who puts cassis in jubilation punch? Anyway, so Jock tells me he's throwing a party for such and such's wife, and if you remember correctly, she just got back from the sanitarium. He wanted to know if he could count me in. I say, oh, how charming. You're throwing her a nervous breakdown party? He tries to backpedal, but I'm full steam ahead. Well, sign me up, I say. I will arrive in an ambulance with 4 attendants bringing me in a hospital bed. I'll slit my wrists for the occasion, and I do insist on wearing the most inappropriate of backless hospital gowns. But now, if you'll excuse me, I am on a scavenger hunt. That's why I'm holding this chamber pot in the Saks Fifth Avenue after hours. Darling, why ever did you stop me from prattling on? We're losing valuable time. Oh, excuse me. Do you have 3 hairs from a red-headed woman? A pom-pom off the hat of a French sailor or a gallon bottle of joy? Will you be drinking that too? Only if you can make a mean cocktail out of it. Is that you? Oh, I don't think that's you at all. Shoot. Excuse me. Might you have 3 hairs from a red-headed woman, a pom-pom off the hat of a French sailor? Oh, for heaven's sake! I'm real, I'm not a dummy.
Oh, I'm calling the police.
Oh, no, don't. It's all so boring. You ring them, you tell them it's me, Charlie Knickerbocker gets wind of it, and there they are, here all taking pictures of me, and the next day, wouldn't you know it, it's in the paper, and the chamber pots are the accessory du jour for all the would-be Cynthia Wells of the world.
You're Cynthia Wells? The Cynthia Wells?
Yes?
Why, you're famous.
I resent that. I'm infamous.
You danced the Charleston at President Taft's wake.
That was years ago.
You dove into the East River off a yacht the size of New Jersey.
I don't think it was quite so big, or quite so awful. And who might you be?
I'm going to be the best window dresser the world has ever seen.
You don't say.
Well, once they give me something to do, Wednesday I had to get this bolt of fabric all the way uptown, this notion all the way downtown, and while I'm at it, a ham, egg, and watercress sandwich would be swell. I try to tell them my ideas. I have so many ideas. You have no idea how many ideas I have. I'm a Procter & Gamble prodigy. Did I say that? I do carvings, soap sculptures. I've done Charlie McCarthy, Popeye, Olive Oil.
Why, it's perfectly darling.
This is where I start.
Start? Whatever do you mean, start?
I mean, this is where it begins for me. Everything.
I want to do it too. I want to start.
What? Well, but you have already. Well, you've plumb crossed the finish line.
So how do you do it then?
Use this? Oh, well, I suppose you...
No, silly.
Oh.
Start.
Oh. You really want me to teach you? Well, close your eyes. Forget everything. Forget that you jumped off a yacht, or you danced at a wake. Forget your father, forget your mother. Forget where you grew up, what you looked like, what it smelled like. Forget where you lost your first tooth, where you fell and hit your head. Forget how your stomach clutched and your breath caught. Forget clenching and unclenching your fists until your fingers burned with something that you couldn't shake no matter how hard you tried. Forget the thing you dodged in the dark. Forget your name.
Vincent is holding a giant bottle of Joy perfume. He wears a handsome suit with a cape and eyeshadow. They don't notice him.
It's all fiction. Something you read about in the paper, something someone told you a long time ago that you've forgotten. You're something else now. You're a genie popped from a bottle.
Why, Lester, there you are. She throws her arms around Vincent and kisses him.
Lester and Vincent's eyes meet. Lester drops the chamber pot. It shatters.
Why did you do that? Now we'll need another chamber pot for the scavenger hunt.
You'll have to forgive Cynthia. She does like to wail, mister. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name over all the noise.
Oh, yes, what is your name?
You're breaking an entry.
Are you the police?
Oh, he works for the place. Be careful or he'll take away your credit card.
Well, if you must know, one of my Broadway showgirls snuck me in. She used to work behind the perfume counter, so it's perfectly legal in a retroactive sort of way. What's your name?
It's, Gaba. Lester Gaba.
Lester! Oh, I knew there was a reason why I liked you so much. Do you see? He's you and you're him. Other Lester, meet Lester Lester. Oh, no, that won't do. Older Lester, meet newer Lester. Oh, no, older Lester sounds like you'd be on your last leg when clearly you've got one or two to spare. I know. Lester G and Lester M, or G and M. That's what I'll call you. G is in window displays at Saks. He does sculptures, if you can believe it. I have one right here. Oh, that's right. I put it in the folds of my dress. Can you reach in for it, darling, or are you otherwise engaged?
Vincent reaches into the bosom of her dress. They lock eyes.
Oh, how silly of me. I guess it isn't there after all.
You are an original, aren't you?
Of course I am. That's why you're not so secretly in love with me. I'm going to model for one. Society will be scandalized.
Cynthia, may I have this one? Since you soon will be a soap sculpture yourself.
If you must.
Oh, thank you. I do birds, toucans. You acted in a Broadway show, or?
Actually, I directed it, and costumed it.
And designed it, and hired all the chorus boys.
All the chorus girls, too, and they all look just like you, and you would see that if you came. I was in windows before myself at Marshall Fields in Chicago. What?
I meant I was at Marshall Fields in Chicago, but
Where did you live when you were there? Lakeview? It's the gay area of Chicago.
No.
Oh.
I should go. Good evening.
No, but we're not done with the scavenger hunt. We still need 3 hairs from a red-headed woman.
A costume room backstage on Broadway 3 days later. Lester sneaks in. He sees the enormity of beautiful costumes gathered together, touches the fabric of one, and then the next, and the next, and the next, then swiftly shoves one into his bag. He sees the soap cherub he carved at the base of a dressing room mirror. He hears Vincent's voice outside.
Fine? You think it was fine? What happened to the violent shade of red I asked for at the end of Act 1? You gave me crimson when I clearly asked for vermilion.
Lester goes to hide.
And what about the cue at 42? At 52? Do I have to do all these things myself, for fuck's sake? Lester enters. His suit is decadent with eccentric accents, and he wears a turban on his head. 7 miscues, gobos that look like they were taken out of the garbage, and one poorly fitted strapless top that's sure to get us fined. I see you, you miscreant. You know that. You may slap as much makeup on as you like, but you cannot hide the ugly, hideous cracks that are there for all to see.
You can't say that.
What? Out with you! Out now! Were you spying on me, you little two-bit excuse for it? Oh.
I didn't mean to. I had to.
You had to what?
Nothing. Lester Gaba, G.
Is
We met
Cynthia with you?
Oh, Miss Wells? I mean, Miss Cynthia?
Yeah, any of those will do.
No.
Oh. I thought maybe she was hiding in the taffeta waiting to pop up and give me a heart attack.
No, just me. Your Jamaican plantation number. Oh, how it brought down the house.
Oh.
And the ballet with the bullfighter, the way he parried and attacked, I could see exactly where there would be a bull, if there was a bull, but there wasn't a bull, but the curtain with all the holes through it, and the chorus girls peeking through, a leg with fishnets here, and an arm with a sequin glove, everything bigger and more wonderful, and more anything that I ever thought anything could be. You're a revelation, you know, you are. You just, how do you do such things?
I don't know.
Well,
So, Marshall Fields.
yes, you know,
Where did you come from? Before Marshall Fields.
This is where I start.
Before you started, then.
Hannibal, Missouri. Don't tell Miss Cynthia that, please.
Delaware, Ohio.
No, you? No, not you. But you're so.
Tell, especially not she who shall not be named, who would certainly faint from shock. She loves that she made me. She'd be aghast if she knew the actual raw materials.
My parents owned a store.
Mine were traveling performers.
How wonderful. How perfectly. Oh. It's, it's rather hot, isn't it? If they could open a window, maybe they. Well, there aren't any windows in here, so I guess they can't do that, but maybe a fan or something.
You're staring.
You're wearing eyeshadow.
I am?
And lipstick. And there's something on your head. Oh.
Vincent shows him an angel costume.
The scene in heaven. Oh, the tap dancing in heaven scene.
I use your chair.
Oh, it's nothing. What I do.
Didn't you notice the sheen? I wanted it to be like soap bubbles. Vincent kisses him, long, deep, passionate.
You're a fairy.
So are you.
Lester, sorry, at once. We have surgery to do.
Just talking to an eager fan, Julian. You know how very fawning they could be. Well, now, kiss my dear Cynthia for me, would you, Lester?
What? Oh, yep, sure, yes.
Cynthia's drawing room, 1 week later. Cynthia models for Lester. She's wearing white, a classic Grecian dress. When I was 5, Father hired a portraiture to paint me. He didn't get my glimmer. When I was 14, I had an admirer who wanted me in marble. He didn't get my glower. Perhaps I resist interpretation. But perhaps no one has posed me right, like this. You see? I've got no arms. I'm a Hellenic Venus. Hello?
It's very clever.
You don't think it's very clever at all. You know how all the arms fall off all the statues? Or perhaps someone chops them off? What a funny idea. There's a curator with a room full of arms. When I'm dead, I think someone should take my arms and put them in the collection.
If you'd only kindly stay still, if I can't get you right in the drawing, I can't get you right in the soap. Okay. So that M, he's sort of an odd duck, isn't he? I mean, why do you think he dresses like that? Do people talk about him?
You certainly do.
What? No.
Not 10 minutes ago, you wanted to know how we met.
Oh, I don't remember.
Are
But
you
as long as
going
you brought
to
it
have
up.
sexual relations with him?
What? No.
Why not? I have.
Because What?
I know who I could be. I'm Daphne, being turned into a tree as the cat Apollo chases her. No, that's not it. I don't think I want to be a tree.
I don't think you can be a tree. You can't stay still.
I know. I'll be the Joan of Arc of soap. What do you think of that? I'm sure I have a costume from the Come As Your Favorite Deceased party. You're staring. Oh, you stopped. You're done. Oh!
No, I just want to say thank you, truly.
Whatever on earth for?
For allowing me the honor of trying to capture you the way you walk into a room and take up all the space. I'm so pleased to even be in your wake.
Wake? Do you have me dead and buried then?
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I meant I worship you like a goddess. Perhaps you could show the director this. When we're done, the store could do jewelry design or...
Which goddess?
Oh. The best one. Of course.
Oh, I can't stand it anymore. Show me what you've drawn.
It's not done. I mean, it's nothing. It's just a rough sketch. If only you'd give me just more time.
That's it?
What's the matter? I was just trying to... Look, you look like laughter.
And you look like a stray dog following who you can around.
Oh, I can...
Whose leg are you going to hump next?
I can do it again.
Well, you should. To prove that you're not fundamentally unexceptional. She rips her dress.
What are you doing? That's a Madame Grey.
Don't touch me, you fool.
You don't look like laughter. That's just what you want everyone to think. You are an original, aren't you?
Do you want to see me nude?
What? But that's not what I...
She takes off her clothes.
Oh.
What do you think? Really?
Oh, you're... exactly as a woman should be.
Am I?
Yes, you've, skin like marble, breasts.
Yes, I have breasts. Do you want to touch them? What on God's green earth was that?
M said to kiss you from him.
Did he say, M said to kiss me? She puts on her clothes.
What? I didn't mean,
Did he say to do it like that?
He didn't. I can do it again, too. I mean, should I kiss you more like a paramour since you've had sexual relations?
So you are a sodomite?
No, I told you.
What is he to you then? You act as if you're half in love with him.
He's a man. I'm not going to be in love with
Your brother then?
That doesn't... Why would we have the same name?
Your twin? Secreted at birth? Your doppelganger?
Sure.
You don't know what that is.
I do.
You don't know who Venus or Daphne or even Joan of Arc is?
She was burned at the stake.
So what's a goddamn doppelganger if you're so smart? Oh, so now you're gonna run off like a little emasculated boy? Gee. But Lester, stop. Please. You'll go and you'll think that's me. You'll go and you'll think that's me, and it's not. It's not at all. It means you're double. It's German. They teach that to you at school so you can be smart at cocktail parties. Say it. We can practice together.
Take off your clothes again.
What?
Take them off.
No.
All of them.
I won't. Why should I?
Because I said so.
She starts to take off her clothes.
Lester's studio, tiny, a mess, 1 week later. There you are. A little bar of soap. Come out, come out. He makes his first cut. It's not right. There you are again. Just as you were before. Where are you? Hiding in the taffeta? Cynthia Wells. Come out, wherever you are. He cuts off the head. Darling, you can do it. You've done Shirley Temple. You're the Michelangelo of the bathtub. You've done Hoover, for God's sake. Okay, that was nothing. That's just what no sleep will get you. More! What are you? More? More? More what? More what? He takes out a bar of soap. More what? More what? And another bar of soap. He stacks and stacks and stacks. More! Lester's studio, the next afternoon. Lester's covered in plaster. There's a curtain obscuring something. A knock on the door. You know, now is not actually the best time.
She kisses him passionately on the lips. Whatever's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
So you're lovers, are you?
My word, I'm exhausted from all those little stairs. How this building of yours leans. I'll need a different pair of shoes, I tell you. One with 3 inches on one side and 2 inches on the other.
You should go. You need to go.
Where is she?
Cynthia, would you like a drink? I certainly could use one.
Oh, somehow Cynthia already has one. What? I was parched. I'm nervous. I'm seeing my little soap double.
Lester takes Vincent's drink.
Did you just down my drink?
You do something, and then it becomes something, and it's not something. It's outside of you. It's looking back at you, and you think, what is that?
I inspire that kind of madness. The face that's launched 1,000 ships, well, toy ships, in the fountain in the park with hordes of terrible 9-year-olds. Where are you hiding it? On your person? Ah, reaching into his pants. Oh, look at that. Is it in here? Something's hard in here.
Stop.
I'll get to that later. Or M can get to it. Can't you, M?
No, please,
Is it high on a shelf? Oh, it's a scavenger hunt, isn't it? I know, it's down the hall. She opens the door. Oh, no, that's a closet. Gee, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but someone's stolen the rest of your flat.
You need to go now.
Oh, no, you're not making me go back down those wicked stairs
I'll
again.
carry you then.
No,
He
no,
picks
put
her up.
me down. Put me down. I'm not
He puts her
leaving
down.
until I'm properly soused.
He puts her down.
Lester, Cynthia showed me your portfolio last night.
Why would you do a thing like that?
I think you know how to cast a spell.
You're just saying that.
Hats that fly on their own accord, sunglasses in an underwater scene as if they were shimmering tropical fish, all of them naive, and raw, and off and odd.
Come on, G, don't be a tease. Well, not in this context.
Fine. Just Cynthia. I spent hours, days. I didn't sleep or drink or eat. I used everything that I had. So be kind, would you? I give you Cynthia.
She faints.
Oh, no. Oh, does that mean it was very bad?
Vincent kisses him.
Please don't.
Then why are you holding on to me for all you're worth?
You heard her. I'm her lover.
Yes, about that. Did you actually hit the intended target?
Of course ask her yourself if you don't believe me. Ask her. Well, when she's up again.
A chase Around the room and over furniture. What are you running away from? Don't you want to start?
I have started. I've started more than you can.
You mean by stealing my costume?
I'll give it back.
I have been wondering all this time, do you sleep with it, in it?
No, I hang it in my closet and I look at it sometimes.
With it?
No.
Do you run your fingers along the fabric thinking of me underneath your...
I don't want to bed you. I want to be you. You don't think I can? Look. Please be kind.
What did I miss?
You fainted.
Oh, did I? How very Victorian of me. Did you use smelling salt? Hello? Why am I not the center of attention?
Em is meeting Cynthia.
Well, he's already met Cynthia. He would do well to pick Cynthia up off the...
I started small, tiny limbs, but she spoke to me. She said more. So I melted soap to make something bigger, but she still said more. She said I deserve more, so I turned to plaster, and she told me what to do. She said, shape my legs like this. Touch my hands, hold my cheeks. Love me, love me, love me. And I touched her. I stroked her until we held each other, until we said yes. She consumed me. I think she's my muse.
Is she me?
I don't know. No. Yes.
She kisses him passionately.
Don't fool yourself, darling. It's not you at all.
Don't be cryptic, Em. You're not up to the task. You know what this calls for, don't you?
I can only imagine.
Saks Fifth Avenue. Shirt.
Really?
Don't you want to see him unclothed?
What?
No.
And I believe that, like I believe you never scratch your own itch. She begins unbuttoning Lester's shirt.
Why would I bother when there are others who would gladly scratch my itch for me?
No itching any scratches or scratching any itches, will you? We're in the middle of Saks Fifth Avenue, for God's sake. I have to work here.
Shirt.
Vincent hands her a brand new shirt.
She puts it on Lester.
Oh, I actually like this.
And I actually like peanut butter and marmalade sandwiches. Pants. She unbuttons his pants.
Now, just a minute. He goes to button them back up.
She unbuttons them and pulls them down.
He pulls them back up.
Pants, pants, pants.
It's rather cold.
I'll say.
Pants already.
Pants.
Lester puts them on.
Jacket.
Jacket.
Too rapish. Too foppish. Too.
Stop prodding me.
Cynthia is taking Vincent's jacket off
Hey!
and giving it to Lester.
You
have another.
Lester puts the jacket on.
Well, not another I like as much.
I pronounce you'll live. Tie.
Tie. Hat.
There you are. And here I am. A powder room at the Biltmore Hotel 1 week later. Isn't it just awful when someone else arrives to the soiree wearing the same dress? Imagine it. A mannequin throwing herself a party. What a fine idea, if I do say so myself. Whoever could have come up with it? You know, when I was in your shoes making my debut to society, one couldn't choose to wear a nude-colored dress for these sorts of things. No, only white. It's the proper thing, you know. Well, I say fie to proper. I say one should choose one's own color and be one's own person. I did. I'll paint you a picture. There I was, at the top of the stair, all of 16, waiting to be announced for my debutante ball. And then it came, my big moment. And they said, and now, Miss Cynthia Thompson, daughter of Josephine and Winston Thompson. And there was a gasp, a few muffled laughs, a whisper, and then there was nothing. Because I was sliding down the banister, I, Cynthia Wells, daughter of Lunessa and Charles Wells, standing in the middle of the floor in a tumult. My lip was bloodied, my dress was a stain, but I didn't look like every other girl in the room anymore. No. I didn't look like the next...
5 minutes till you're on.
5, you say? Oh, well, how do I look then? Like the most enviable hostess in all of New York? Like a star in a picture that's being written as we speak?
Sorry, I have to go soon is all.
Go?
There's this someone coming to the theater
Billy
tonight.
Dash, Dorothy Shaver from the Lord and Taylor, Sherman Billingsley from the Stork Club.
See, I beg to differ. Word has it that everyone who's anyone has found the way here.
I'm not leaving you. It's someone from
The Met, the opera singer Grace Moore, the ballet dancer Serge Lefort. There might even be Wallace Simpson.
It's quite hypnotic, isn't it?
Yes.
And sort of sweet, too, if you go for that sort of thing.
Come. 3 minutes. 3 minutes and you are on.
3 minutes? But where's the waiter with the champagne or the bourbon? Oh, it's not funny.
Have you been sick?
No. I mean, I'm not a mere prop for you to move around. I'm
have
the
you
creator.
been sick?
No. Yes, I'm not on your jacket. What are you doing?
Do you want to look like a wax figurine?
No.
Vincent pushed blush on him.
Your first show, was it, very frightful for you?
Well, there was a gun showdown. And when our killer shot his final fatal shot, the sound effects for the gun didn't go off. He tried it again, still didn't go off. He turned the gun on himself to see whatever was the matter with it, and the sound effect went off. The other man, the one at whom the gun was not pointing at the time, fell down dead. An unmitigated disaster.
Oh.
Darling, what are you doing?
Fixing an unmitigated disaster.
What?
Oh, well, you're doing it all wrong. Here. Cynthia dabs some lipstick from her finger onto Lester's mouth. She suddenly kisses him. Before Lester can react, Cynthia kisses Vincent. You see? There. We're all blotted then. How did it feel? My lips so recently on his.
You know what I have to say to that?
No, what?
Places!
Oh, I'm so excited I could just spit.
But wait, I can't tell you. I'm not ready. She's not ready. She's so very nervous. You'll see. They'll laugh at her. And she'll laugh. Oh.
And
A private lounge at the Biltmore Hotel. Cynthia hits her glass with a spoon. The crowd quiets. So you might be wondering, why has she invited us here to a private lounge at the Biltmore Hotel? Might the remarkable Cynthia Wells be announcing her engagement? Might she be leaving us for a more exotic locale, and should we all rapidly follow suit? Well, aren't you positively afroth with wanting to know? Imagine, there I was, sitting under a glass palm tree at El Morocco. The waiter brought me a plate of oysters, lovely things, luscious and trembling. I had my fill of them, and then I noticed there was one that wasn't opened yet, a big one. Opulescent and shimmery. Well, I took my jeweled oyster knife, I slid it in, I slit it open. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the birth of a new Venus, my Narcissus, my Cynthia. Look, I'm her and she's me. Cynthia, you look like you could use a drink and a cigarette. Oh, you learn fast how to have a good time, don't you? Don't sleep with the very first boy you meet unless he's very rich or very gay. Be a dear and get us 2 more, would you?
But she didn't just emerge from an oyster shell. I made her.
What are you doing?
She weighs 100 pounds. She's in 7 pieces.
What are you, a magician?
Yes,
Puts
and
her in a box and she comes out whole.
Yes, and I mix paint and fetch sandwiches too.
all right, off we go.
No, you can't. She's mine, I tell you.
Maybe yours all right, but they're not looking for sawdust. They're looking for lemon meringue. Cries of author, author. Vincent bows.
Cynthia, Cynthia takes his hand and bows with him.
No, don't! I'm the one that deflowered her! Which was very difficult since I made her without lady parts.
Well, wouldn't you know it? My very first blue show.
Oh my God, what have I done? Oh, what have I done?
Cynthia kisses Lester.
Stop. Oh. You're kissing me? You mean it wasn't very bad?
Oh, it was better.
It wasn't awful?
It was better than not awful. It was a scream.
Oh. She's a lovely date, if a little stiff. I find her quite the companion. She never tries to lead, and she doesn't speak back.
What would summer be without beauty parades? For camera fans, it's a field day. But that's no ordinary girl in the window. It's Cynthia, the mannequin. Call it glamour or oomph, she's got it in spades. There she is at Saks, at War and Terror, at a ticker tape parade. She's the stunning likeness of glamour girl Cynthia Rose. Is she not? Here she is with the host of Broadway, Lester Gaba. And here she is with her creator, Lester Gaba. On their pair. First New York, then the world. Where will Gaba take his gal next?
The Rainbow Room, 1 week later.
Vincent is dancing wearing a tuxedo and beautiful red pumps.
Why, darling,
Yes, darling.
wherever did you get those magnificent pumps?
I was just going to ask you the same thing. They dance, and look who's come to join us.
Lester is also in a tuxedo. He's wearing makeup. It's Lester Gaba and his world-famous mannequin!
The flash of pictures being taken.
They all dance.
They switch partners.
Cynthia takes the opportunity to kiss Lester deeply.
Oh, no, you don't? Not on the first date?
Whee!
A dressing room at the Chanel Atelier. Lester and Cynthia talk to an offstage Coco Chanel.
Cynthia holds a classic Chanel jacket.
It's unbelievable.
Perfectly lovely.
Perfectly perfect. Perfect.
Though perhaps,
What are you doing?
well, could we just try the pink number as well?
I think this one is. I think this one is perfect as it is.
Darling, don't be ridiculous. She's my double after all, and Cynthia's do know best.
You shouldn't have asked for that. You shouldn't have pushed such things.
Well, I believe she's going to get it for me.
Coco Chanel. She said, call me Coco.
She's going to make one just for me.
For her.
For us. Oh,
Coco Chanel. Oh, truly, there are no words. Oh, would you look? Cynthia's dumbstruck, too.
oh, what's the matter, dear? Cat got your tongue?
No, I'm just waiting for you to dress me already.
Oh, no. That's not very good at all. You really must work on that. You don't want to be an utter and total embarrassment.
All the things the designers are giving me. A Lily Daché hat.
Oh, I know.
A Roger Vivier handbag.
Harry Winston.
Oh, Cynthia. Cynthia, what are you doing? Coco will hear.
Oh, she doesn't care. She's She says, oh, what are you doing, G? Playing hard to get, as you always have been.
She doesn't say that.
Em always says, what's the use of a dressing room if you can't make love in it?
He says that?
Aren't you deliriously, deliciously happy? When I'm deliriously and deliciously happy, I want to make love.
I have to go.
What?
I'll be back.
But it's Coco Chanel. Gave you my freckles. And my scar.
Vincent's apartment. He is on the phone. I understand. No, I understand. It's quite an opportunity. Let me think on it, all right? Yes. Yes. Yes, of course. Oh! How did you get into my flat?
I was in the dressing room with Cynthia. This Cynthia. I mean, both are Cynthias.
Oh.
She's wearing Chanel and Lily Dachet.
Lester, please. I've had a very long day. I need to think on a few things.
Touch her.
What? Listen, why don't I meet you and Cynthia, the other one, later tonight, and
Touch
then
the way I touch your costume. Yes, I do that.
You have to understand, I can't...
Please? You don't know how much I've thought about it. Please?
There, all right?
Softer. I want to watch you. Now, kiss her.
No.
Please?
Vincent kisses her.
When they dress her, I think, would M like her? I think, what would he think of the sweep of her hem, or would he think she would do best as a blonde? I think, how would he frame her? How would he make a window of her? I think, how would he touch her and love her and
Vincent
hold
sweeps
her and
Lester
take
up
her?
in a kiss.
I don't know how to do this.
Vincent pushes him up against the mannequin, slowly unbuttons his shirt.
Oh my God.
He kisses him down his chest.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Lester returns his kisses. Clothes from the clothes racks fall down.
Don't put them back. Here, hold this.
What are you doing? I was just getting the hang of it.
They continue.
Until both climax.
Well, don't go away. Turn around, would you? I want to look at you, please.
Did you have a dog
What?
when you were growing up?
That's what you want to ask?
Yes.
Yes, of course, I had a dog.
What was his name?
Tuffy. Tuffy, he was tough. I wasn't tough.
I like to think of you with a dog.
Lester.
Stanley.
What?
My dog's name.
Oh.
He used to sleep in my bed.
Lester, do you want me to stay?
What?
That was Hollywood on the phone.
Oh.
They want me to make a Faustian bargain.
What does that mean?
It means I don't have to. I don't have to at all. I could do another Broadway show. You could be my set designer.
Really?
and my costume consultant, and my stage manager, and my lead actor, and we could work so closely. We could breathe the same air, and think the same thoughts, and speak the same words, and share the same... We would be like of a piece. If you want that, we could start. Would you want that?
And Cynthia could be in it.
What? Cynthia, I'm not talking of Cynthia.
No, my Cynthia. She could be in it, with us. Brooks Atkinson, your theater critic, you know him. He says she's a star in the making. He said the dance number we did at the Rainbow Room has all the makings of a hit. He was there, you know. In fact, I've got a whole idea of how we could hang a story on her. It could be like Pinocchio, and I could be like Geppetto. And when she becomes a real girl, well, we could get all the designers that have been making her clothes involved. Oh, I mean, well, you could make the costumes, of course, as you usually do.
So you do want to be me, after all. Vincent's apartment, later that night. Vincent gets dressed. He puts on an elegant suit, but one without any extraordinary flourishes. And he takes off his makeup. When I first got here, I thought, I know how to do this. I had been in Chicago, after all. I was far from the hinterlands. But you go around the village and everyone is so them. So them and then some, and you think more. I must be more. So I copied them. I studied what they wore, how they moved. Oh, you should have seen me. You know when you see a young girl on the street and you think, surely she must be joking. All pink circled cheeks and blue eyeshadow. That's no longer eyeshadow because it's no longer on the poor dear's eyes at all. It was even worse, as if I were off to join the circus. And then you said, darling, you are outrageous. You are, but not the way in which you wish to be. And when I stopped crying, and you wiped away my sparkly blue tears, you bought me my first cape. Had these little pom-poms. I kept fingering them like they were rosaries. And when we got back to your home, you lined my lips. You put mascara on each and every one of my lashes. All the makeup is off. The Stork Club. 1 week later, the sounds of a bustling restaurant.
Cynthia waits at a table.
Hello, darling. Happy birthday. I brought you a present. It's a costume I made of Charlie Chaplin for Elsa's Come As Your Opposite party. You see? You'd be quiet. Just as you are now. Please, don't stare.
No, I only forgot how you looked.
Oh, yes.
You're beautiful. What's this?
Just...
I don't understand this form. Who in the world is Vincent?
me.
What?
I added the E at the end. What do you think? Does it look too much that way?
You legally changed your name?
Well, it was in the family. It's not without context. Will you call me that? I want to see how it sounds coming out of your mouth. your mouth. It happened, darling. Hollywood. It's an advisory position, a dance number for a new picture, but what a dance number. They want to make it an amalgam of everything on the stage right now. You can't believe the budget for it.
You're moving there, you mean? You hate it there.
No, that's not...
The last time you came back, you said you wished you could strip off the phony tinsel off the whole place, and then so you could find the real tinsel underneath.
Well, phony tinsel does have its charms.
Are you going to go off and be like everyone else? Go. Go live your dream. New York won't wait for you. I won't wait for you.
Please don't say
See,
such things. My
need
heart.
you know.
I know. You know I know.
You because I know you better than anyone. And that's why you love me better than anyone.
Yes.
Well, you don't have to worry about me. You wouldn't believe things have progressed so since you were last with G and I. Do you know I've got him following me into dressing rooms? He likes to have my way with him.
Really?
In movie theaters.
Really?
I tell you, he keeps after me till I simply trill.
Well, then, he isn't me after all, is he? He's from Hannibal, Missouri, you know.
What?
Yes, your little Lothario. He's but a wee country bumpkin.
Enter Lester, wearing lots of green eyeshadow and a velvet green smoking jacket. And he's pushing a wheelchair with Cynthia, the mannequin, in it. So sorry we're so very late. I hope there's room for one more. You don't mind, do you? 3's a crowd and 4's a party. And if it's a party, well, then we have to make it all the more merry for our Cynthia. Hello, darling. He gives Cynthia a big kiss. Well, I bet you're all wondering about the wheelchair. You see, this Cynthia has been so very busy. 3 days ago, we were posed at a box at the opera, Madame Bovary, if inquiring minds want to know. And 2 days ago, we were on a shoot on a double-decker bus on 5th Avenue, no less, and I decided, as her caretaker and dear friend, that we were very overworked and very much needed a holiday. So we escaped to the Adirondacks on a skiing trip. Only this Cynthia took a terrible spill. Oh, I'm sure she's soon on the mend. Have you ordered already? We're both famished. Well, I had to account for the wheelchair somehow, didn't I?
The flash of pictures. Oh, darling, you brought the double for my birthday?
Of course I did. Are you comfortable, dear? There is a bit of a chill. How's that? Is that better?
So tell us, where on earth did you get the wheelchair?
He lifted it. One of the customers at the store, they had to carry her home, the old bat.
That's why I keep you around. You do me proud. Darling, have I told you that you look marvelous? I couldn't have looked better in an ace bandage if I tried. Oh, well, this is awfully nice.
Sachs gave it to her,
Oh, we're certainly racking up quite the accoutrement.
along with this.
Sachs gave a mannequin a credit card.
Sachs gave Cynthia a credit card.
Sachs gave Cynthia Wells. I guess I've only paid cash there. Darling, when did all this happen, and why wasn't I there too?
Well, I have more to tell. We have news.
Are you getting married then?
Did someone tame you?
Did you swallow a peacock?
Let me read you. Yesterday, we were drawn to a crowd by Bethesda Fountain. What were they gazing at, you might ask? Pigeons coming back to roost? No, this was no ordinary bird, but instead the eye-catching mannequin Cynthia, submerged up to her knees and wearing a stunning dress by Madame Grey. All around her were innumerable 9-year-olds launching toy sailboats, a la Helen of Troy. What can I tell you, says Cynthia's creator Lester Gaba. She inspires that kind of madness. That's Charlie Knickerbocker.
I told you that story.
I know! It was my idea, this photo. I thought of it as a display, but in real life. We got a ticket, but it was worth it. I also used your dress, the one you tried to ruin. Thank you so much for that, my dearest darling heart. Oh, you're not going to wear that, are you?
Oh, why not? Look, I'm stealing the stole.
Give it back.
All right, you two. I'm not sure we need a full tilt tug of war.
That photographer there, He's taking pictures of us for a 20-page spread in Life magazine.
How lovely. Is he aware she's not alive?
You're not allowed to put me down any longer.
You're a pale imitation of M, who changed his name, so he didn't even have to be associated with you.
All right, I think you've had enough to drink.
Why do you care if you're leaving me? Hasn't he told you? Oh, he's going to Hollywood. And he's called Vincent.
What?
Oh, I almost forgot. Cynthia grabs Vincent's drink, downs it, then grabs hers, downs half of it as well.
Cynthia.
Oh, I almost forgot. She'll be wanting something to drink too. Here, Cynthia, open wide. She pours a drink into the mannequin's lap.
How could you? How could you?
Oh. The table. The flash of cameras.
I sometimes hate her so very much.
She's angry with me, not... I should go to see her.
Wait. Vincent.
You're the first person to call me that.
You're leaving? Really leaving? Lester impulsively goes to kiss Vincent.
What are you doing?
Well, we're famous now. We can make our own rules.
Do you really believe that? Do you know what the world is like? The world hates a man in green eyeshadow. The world would kill a man in green eyeshadow.
Lester's studio later that night. All of a sudden, he finally rips off an item of clothing. He rips off her shoes, throws them across the room. This is all your fault! Yours! He picks her up, throws her in the closet. No! What more could you want from me? What more do you think I can give you? Oh, fine, now you won't talk to me? Fine. Cynthia. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I locked you in the closet. It's not your fault at all. And you, on your feet all day.
Love me, love me, love me.
What? Did you say something? Cynthia? Say it again, please. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. He makes love to her.
Vincent's apartment, a few days later. Vincent packs.
Have you taken your bathing suit?
Yes.
You'll be needing it, all those pools. I hear there's an ocean to boot.
I'm told it's called the Pacific.
How mollifying. What of your snorkel then and mask? For all the swimming you'll do with the barracudas.
I'm going to L.A., not New York, remember?
She finds the cape he was talking about. Oh, I remember this.
It's lovely, isn't it? Would you keep it? To remember us by? He turns on the radio. Dance with me? For old times? They dance.
And then they're kissing.
But it peters out. It is impossible.
Here we are. Again.
I want to. You have to know that how much I want to. It's not you. You must know.
You asked me to go with you.
What? You hate it there.
Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll be in your amalgam, me and my double.
How do you like that?
You're always in everything I do. Don't you know? Whoever's playing you, you're my star. Here, let me turn it.
It's all right.
Scintillating sage of salient, scientific, scrupulously scrutinized fortune's dream, Bob Ripley. Believe it or not.
Tonight, I have for you several other amazing Believe It or Nots. First, this one. She's been to the Stork Club, El Morocco, the 21 Club, 22, 23, 24 times to a summer. She's gasped at Madame Bovary from her own box at the theater, charmed the pants off many a designer, and held her own at all the best Fifth Avenue addresses. Why, there's even talk she'll be in attendance at a certain upcoming royal wedding.
Well, she's quite a gal then. Who is she? A lady in waiting? A siren of the silver screen?
She's a mannequin, man.
He's not believe it or not.
Cynthia and her creator, Lester Gaba.
You have to give the boy points. You've taught him well.
Lester, I hear you first work in soap sculptures, is that right?
I did. I made little figurines out of anyone you could almost think of. Shirley Temple, Charlie McCarthy. I could even make one of you if you like.
And how did you decide to move on to mannequins?
Well, that's the thing, Bob. I didn't. Cynthia chose to make her appearance to me. You know, you wait all your life for something. You don't know what that something will be, but you wish upon it, you pray for it, and when it comes, it can be even better than you ever dreamed.
He's doing so well.
Cynthia was
Oh no, it looks like all the other papers all over again.
the socialite. Cynthia,
You heard wrong.
Did I? Cynthia Wells is not your model then?
What's he doing?
That Cynthia, as she calls herself, modeled herself after this Cynthia. Why, this Cynthia, she's all the rage. You should see how many young women are curling their hair like hers, dressing in whatever she's been photographed in. I'm not surprised there's someone running around trying to be her. Trying to take credit for her. And speaking of credit, why, that imposter has even made off with this Cynthia's credit card and her stole. Ask Cynthia herself. Cynthia, have you ever heard of another Cynthia Wells? You're mistaken. I'm an original. There's no one like me at all.
Cynthia throws the radio to the ground.
Cynthia! Cynthia!
Outside tracks with a heavy rain. Illuminate Cynthia, the mannequin in the window. In a wedding dress. She's just tossed the bouquet. It hangs there. She looks at it over her shoulder. Cynthia throws herself up against the window, banging herself against the glass, trying to get in. She can't.
A dinner party at a Fifth Avenue apartment. You don't mind if I do you? One last time. Quite a show, Well, it's only going to get better, so I'm told. Yes, only the best for my going away party. Elsa wanted to pull out all the stops, so we pulled out our own as well. Oh, come on. What's that look for? Such a scowl. Always scowling. I really have had too much to drink.
Yes, a ball at the plaza. Cynthia has an invite playing Lady Godiva. I'm not supposed to say, but guess what Cynthia will be wearing? The Star of the East Diamond. Of course, I'll be there too. Yes, I'll be dressed as Leo, her horrible tyrant of a husband.
It's Leo Frick, you ninny.
Oh, well, I'm going to play him so I can be ever so familiar now, can't I? I'm going to call him that as... you doing?
You owe her an apology.
Cynthia, do I owe you an apology?
Don't be coy. The real Cynthia's been in the powder room a full 10 minutes, pouting.
Isn't this your going away party?
You know it is.
Well then, go away already.
Apologize. Now. You've quite wrecked her. You've wrecked everything.
Light. Fine, I'll go. But I'm not really sorry about any of it. Cynthia! Cynthia! How am I supposed to talk to you if you won't open the door? Well, I tried. She's all but barricaded herself in the powder room. Cynthia, what do you have in that pocketbook of yours? Something sharp to pry her out?
I tell you, do I have to do everything myself?
So did I tell you all what we'll be doing next Tuesday?
Cynthia! Cynthia! If you don't open this door this minute, I'll have to break it down.
Well, apparently he's already gone to Hollywood. It's the big confrontation scene.
The sound of a door being broken down.
I was joking, but it sounds like there's some serious blocking going on in there.
Cynthia! Cynthia! Oh my God!
What is it? What's going on? Has she made a scene? You look like you've seen your death.
He holds up Cynthia's bloody shawl.
Are you joking? Is this a joke? Is that cassis you've spilled?
Someone should call the police.
Did someone knock her out and then step on her?
I don't know.
There's a heel of a lady's shoe, a stiletto in her temple. It's come out the back of her skull.
Someone in this room did this. Which one of you did this? Every woman here. Let me see your shoes.
No, don't. It's not.
What?
I don't think.
What? What are you trying to say?
Olivier, the shoe.
Oh, good. Good thing we have a display man here who could recognize the murder weapon.
He gave it to her. He said it was one of a kind. No, don't.
She's only wearing one.
I don't know. How?
Oh, yeah, she got up on her own accord.
I didn't do it. I tell you, I didn't. I worshipped her.
You went into the bathroom just before I did.
The door was locked.
So you said.
I didn't do it, I tell you. I'm innocent. I'm innocent, I tell you. What, why won't you believe me?
Enter Cynthia, eating cake with a stiletto embedded in her head. Are you really? Darling, I tell you, you really do scream like a teeny tiny girl. Or was it my nemesis who screamed? Oh, I forgot. She can't talk. Cake? Did I make a beautiful cadaver, my handsomest creature of all creation?
Of course, my darling, dearest heart.
She takes the stiletto off her head, wipes off the stage blood. To Elsa, it was her idea. You see, she thought it would be an awfully nice way to say goodbye.
Yes, it is. Goodbye. He throws a glass of wine in Vincent's face.
Darling, that was a good show, but the goodbye isn't for Vincent. It's for you and your harpy. We're done with you, you see. You've ceased to be an amusement. Now you're a bother.
Oh, what? Elsa, tell her she's making a scene. Elsa?
Did you get a good picture of our villain? Oh, I hope it's okay. Charlie Knickerbocker's going to write about you in tomorrow's paper, saying you faked a murder, just like you faked a girl, because you're a fake.
All right, I think that's just about enough.
By the way, how is Hannibal, Missouri this time of year?
Cynthia!
You told her?
No, not for her to use.
Did he tell you he's from Delaware, Ohio?
Lester!
He's from East 29th Street. Everybody knows that. You told him things you didn't tell me?
No.
Yes, he did. He told me how his parents were traveling performers, how he had a dog named Tuffy when he was young because he wasn't tough, how you've never been to one of his shows in all these years because there are parts of him you don't want to know. He told me all this after he made love to me, something I suppose he's never done with you.
Oh, so you're both fairies now? Vincent, I mean... Lester, please don't print that last part. Please, I'm so very sorry. I'm so very...
Why don't you both just cable Hollywood while you're at it?
No, don't. This is all her fault. Her!
Don't you hurt her?
She rips off the wig. She lifts the head. She lifts the head off the body and holds it up to him.
Cynthia!
Look at that, would you? There's nothing here at all. Nothing but plaster and lies and ugliness.
Well, she looks just like you.
I don't think she does.
Have you ever looked at her? Have you ever looked her in the eye? She looks like a copy of a copy. She looks like she's trying like mad to get everyone to notice her. Because the truth is, underneath it all, she knows she's not worthy to look at in the first place. And she never has been. Because she doesn't matter. Not at all.
What is...
Oh, sorry, that was... Oh, you're laughing. Good. We can all laugh it off.
What is it she said to you the day that you made her, dear boy? More? Isn't that right? More? I deserve more. Shape my legs like this, touch my hands, hold my cheeks. Love me, love me, love me.
Cynthia.
Here. Have a head. Oh, and tell your lover, Vincent, it's on both of yours.
What do you mean? Cynthia, where are you going? Oh. Cynthia, where are you going? The whispers of other partygoers. Sudden screams. She's jumped. She's jumped.
Cynthia has jumped out the window.
"1952, the men's lounge at the Hollywood Theater.
Have you ever seen a body on a sidewalk?
No.
After it's fallen 17
Stop.
stories?
Every time I'm on set and I see something like that, when I heard, I was already here. I thought she would have been angry with me for leaving. I thought she planted the story. I thought she was trying to get back at me.
She was.
Yes.
And me.
I'm sorry.
For what? Abandoning me at the scene?
Yes.
For the newspaper articles, the ones that had me all but pushing her out the window?
Stop.
For all the people on the streets for weeks after pointing and spitting until they weren't pointing and spitting anymore, they weren't even looking.
I didn't do any of that.
What did you do with everything I sent you over the years, I wonder? All the letters, all the clippings, did you burn them?
No.
Did you stick pins in them? Did you throw them away without
We
opening?
all died that day.
But you got up again, didn't you? You got up and moved your way to Hollywood.
It doesn't mean that I'm not completely dead. I didn't go to her funeral. Me, her best friend. Every time I think of how I abandoned her, not once, but twice, you didn't. You didn't take her to the funeral.
I left her in the car. She was all dressed, but I've thought about it. I've thought so much upon it. She would have laughed if I'd brought her to the funeral. She would have laughed from the grave.
You know, I do think you're right.
What? What?
She would have wanted to make sure her casket was better.
She'd have wanted her to dance the tarantella before she lay down next to her.
Naked. Dancing the tarantella naked.
Yes.
No. Wearing the Star of the East Diamond.
And you would be Leo Frick. And I would be good old Leo, because we are on better terms.
And our girl would say, you know what? I'm not dead after all, darling. Gee, this is where I start. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, what? She would say something
No.
like,
what you asked me that afternoon. The question. You know what afternoon. You know what question. I didn't know what to say, but I didn't know how in the world to answer something like that. But, yes.
You should meet Georgette, after all.
What?
She's like her. She's spirited and good fun, and I need someone like her. You understand? Here. Take it. Lester.
They are kissing before they know it.
Please. I beg you, don't. Don't use it for this. Use it for anything else. You can start again. You can. You're Cynthia. She never made any sense.
Do you know before I came to New York, I changed my name to Lester? Because I had heard of you. Lucky Lester who made good in New York. Marshall Field's Lucky Lester. I was going to be just like him.
You're making it up.
Am I? See if you can find a Lester Gaba born in Hannibal, Missouri. See if you can find him.
All right. What did you change it from?
No, you don't get that.
Lester, I mean, what did you change it from?
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America is asking.
1952, a television studio. This is a screen test. Cynthia on the town, take one.
A mannequin throwing herself a party? What a fine idea. Whoever could have come up with that?